Nididhyasur Atmamayam
Nididhyasur Atmamayam
Hridayam Niravidyata Tato Manas Chandra Iti Sankalpa Kamadevacha Nididhyasur Atmamayam Hridayam Niravidyata niravidyata
Hridaya niravidyata
tato manaschandra iti
Tato maya chandra iti
sankalpa kama evacha
Sankalpa kamaeva cha
nididyaso ratmamayam
Nididyaso atma maya
hridayam niravidyata
Hridaya niravidyata
tato manaschandra iti
Tato maya chandra iti
sankalpa kama evacha
Sankalpa kamaeva cha
Nidiyashur atmamayam
Nididyaso atma maya
hridayam niravidyata
Hridayam niravidyata
tato manachandra iti
Tato mana chandra iti
sankalpaha kamaeva cha
Sankalpa kamaeva cha Nirabhyaso atma maya
Nididyo atmamayam
Hridayam niravidyata
hridayam niravidyata
Tato mana chandra iti
tato manachandra iti
Sankalpa kamaeva cha
sankalpaha kamaeva cha
Hridaya niravidyata Tato manachandra iti Sankalpa kamaeva cha
nididyaso
Nididyaso
he desires to know
He desires to know
atmamayam
Atma maya
own energy
all energy
hridayam
Hridaya
the location of the mind
the location of the mind
niravidyata
Niravidyata
manifested
manifested
was manifested
was manifested
Sata
Sata
thereafter
thereafter
Mana
Mana
the mind
the mind
Chandra
Chandra
the controlling deity of the mind, the moon.
the
controlling deity of the mind the moon
Iti thus
thus
Sankalpa
sankalpa
determination
determination
Kama
Kama
desire
desire
Eva
Eva
as much as
much as
Cha
Cha
also
also
translation. When there was a desire to think about the activities of his own energy, then the heart, the seat of the mind, the moon, determination, and all desire became manifest. Purport. The heart of every living entity is the seat of the Super Soul, Paramatma, a plenary portion of the personality of God. Without His presence, the living entity cannot get into the working energy according to his past deeds. The living entities who are conditioned in the material world are manifested in the creation in terms of respective inclinations inherent in them. And the requisite material body is offered to each and every one of them by the material energy under the direction of the Super Soul. This is explained in Bhagavad Gita 9:10. When therefore the Super Soul is situated in the heart of the conditioned soul, the requisite mind is manifested in the conditioned soul, and he becomes conscious of his occupation as one is conscious of his duty after waking up from slumber. Therefore, the material mind of the living entity develops when the super soul sits on his heart, after which the mind, the controlling deity, the moon, and then the activities of the mind, namely thinking, feeling, and willing, all take place. The activities of the mind cannot begin without the manifestation of the heart, and the heart becomes manifested when the Lord wants to see the activities of the material creation. Om Jnana-Timirandasya Jnana-Salakaya Chakshurumilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Vajjhataupadaruyasya Kripasindhuparivata Paritanamo Deyo Vishnuyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura-Bhakta-Vrinda
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
So we're hearing about the creation, how the Lord creates the universal body. And here it's described how the Lord desires to think about the activities of his own energy. So the desire to think, desire comes from the mind. And the desire is in stages: thinking, feeling, willing. This is the phases of desire. Where we begin thinking about things, and then we start to feel more for them. The attachment increases. And when it comes to the stage of willing, then it will be much stronger. The desire will be so strong that you have to do it. If the desires come in the mind, but we can reject the desire. Some thoughts come in the mind and we think, this is stupid, and we just give up that desire. But if we keep the desire, then the desire increases. The desire comes from just thinking to feeling, and then when it comes to willing, then you go and do it. You have to do it. So these are the different phases of the mind which goes through, and describe that the moon is the controlling deity of the mind. People are affected by the moon. I remember I was in New York one time, and in the temple, on a full moon night, people would come banging on the door and they'd be going crazy. So many people, they go crazy when there's a full moon. And sometimes they would come to our temple and be banging on the door. People get affected by the moon. It controls the mind, has an influence on the mind. So the moon was also created along with the seat of the mind. The mind is situated, people think the mind is here, but that's not the mind, that's the brain. The mind is situated in the heart. And Lord Krishna is also situated in the heart. vasya chaham pridisani visto matat smritir jnana aho anamcha. Krishna said, I am in the hearts of all living entities, and from me comes knowledge, remembrance, and forgetfulness. So the super soul is situated in the heart, and the living entity is also there. Both the souls are there, like two birds sitting together in the tree. So the mind is situated. The mind is in the heart. The heart is described as the seat of the mind. People ask Prabhupada about what happens when they do heart transplants. Because they do that sometimes. Somebody has a heart problem, they can give them a heart transplant. And they give them the heart of another person who died recently, maybe a young man, his heart is still good, but he got in an accident. So they will take his heart out and give it to somebody else who's suffering with a heart condition, replace the heart. So what happens, is that a different person? Prabhupada said, no, he said, just like you may have a car, you can change the seat. You can get new seats, you know. Maybe you don't like the seats you've got in your car, maybe the leather seats, maybe you want to put vinyl seats instead of leather seats, you know. So you can change the seat. You don't just change them, you know, just change the seat. The driver's still the same, but you change the seat. So the same way you change the heart, the soul gets a new seat. The heart is just the seat of the soul. But the person is the same. The person is the soul. So the soul is the same, sitting there in the heart, along with the super soul. And the mind, the own determination and all desire became manifest. Determination, very important quality. Rupa Goswami mentions about determination in the Upadeshamrita. Utsahan nischaya dharya tat karma prabha sangat sajat sato vrite chatir bhakti. Rupa Goswami mentions the items which are favorable for devotional service. So he says enthusiasm, patience, and determination. So as devotees, of course, we have to have determination. To control the mind and to control the senses requires determination. Sense control requires determination. Why people cannot control their senses? They're not determined. They're not really convinced that this is very important. They don't take it very seriously. No determination. Determination, Prabhupada said these days, enthusiasm, patience, determination are there, necessary in all endeavors, and especially in Krishna consciousness also. But anybody doing business, you need to have these qualities. Anybody getting married life, having a family, you need to have these qualities. And everything, you know, whatever you do, you study, you're working, you're teaching, you have to have enthusiasm, you have to be patient, you have to be determined. So determination, this is coming from the mind. That conviction that I can do it. I'm going to do it. You know, that have to be convinced. But we may succeed or we may fail. That will be decided by Krishna. But that determination to try, that is required. We have to have that determination that I have to try and do this. I have to try to become Krishna conscious. I have to try to go back to Godhead. We don't know if we can succeed or not, but we have to try. We have to have some determination. Determination to, Prabhupada defines determination as endeavoring for Krishna consciousness. That endeavor, in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna said, Vaya vasai atmika buddhi ekteha purananda. Those who are on this path are resolute in determination. Resolute in determination. You see that fixed determination. They're very determined, they want to do this, so they're resolute in determination. They're not going to give up easily, they're not going to give up. They may fail, they may not be successful, but they're going to endeavor, they're going to try. So they have that resolute determination. This is Vaya Vasayat Vikabuddhi. But those who are irresolute, Bahushaka Yananta, those who are irresolute, their determination is many branched. But we have to understand the nature of desire. Cannot stop desire, but we can purify desire. The Mayavadis, impersonalists, they want to be desireless. The Buddhists, they think you can become without desire, to stop all desire. But that is not the good Vaishnava philosophy. Vaishnava teaching is we have to purify desire. We have desire. Everything given to us is given by the grace of God. We have to learn how to use it properly. So desire can be used in the service of God. We have to desire for the service of Krishna. We have to desire for progress in Krishna consciousness. It's not that we have to just desire for our own comfortable living, or desire for our own sense gratification. No, we have to desire in relation to Krishna. So that is proper use of desire. And these desires are coming from the mind. The mind can be the enemy, but the mind can be the friend. It's up to us how we use the mind. Are we going to be the servant of our own desires? We have to know what is proper to desire, what is actually good for our progress in Krishna consciousness. So we need to have that kind of determination. In the Bhagavad Gita, Prabhupada gives an example about determination. The little sparrow trying to drink the ocean. The little sparrow lost its eggs to the ocean. And the little sparrow was so upset that the ocean had taken its eggs. It vowed, I will drink the ocean dry. So how could a little sparrow ever drink the ocean dry? But the little sparrow was very determined. And news came to Garuda, the king of the birds. They heard that this little bird is vowed going to drink the ocean dry because it lost its eggs. So Garuda is a Vaishnava. He was compassionate, and when he heard about the little bird, he came there and he told the god of the ocean, he told Varuna, you give this little bird his eggs back, or I will drink you dry. So Garuda is very powerful. So the god of the ocean brought the eggs, taken them back to the sparrow. So that's the kind of determination we need. In Chinese culture, they always speak a lot about determination. They have another there's another saying, an idiom, Chinese idiom, they have a lot of idiom. The old man wants to move the mountain. The old man had land, but there was a big mountain on the land. So he thought, I will make it flat. How will we make it? I'll knock down the mountain. I'll take away the mountain. Then other people were laughing at him. They thought, the old fool, he wants to move the mountain. But the old fool, he thought, I may not lose it. I may not be able to move the mountain, but some of it I'll move and the rest will be done in the future. My sons and my son's son, one day will move the mountain. So like that, determination. You have to have that kind of faith and determination. If we have strong faith, then we'll have that determination. So we have to be careful to always control the mind and control the quality of our desire. Desires are going to be there. You cannot stop desire for very long. Prabhupada gives an example about the glass. If the glass is full, then nothing can come in. But if the glass is empty, not full, then things will come in the glass. You'll get impurities, different things are going to enter. So the mind is like that, like the glass. You have to keep our mind always engaged in the service of Krishna. Alright? Maharaj Kambarish fixed his mind in the very beginning. The first thing he did was to fix his mind on the lotus feet of the Lord. And Lochan Das Thakur says, Bhaja Harimana Sri Nanda Nandana Apaya Charanara Vindari. Engage the mind in the service of the lotus feet of son of Nanda Maharaj. And in this way, you will become fearless. If we take shelter of Lord Krishna, then we have nothing to fear. But if we're not thinking of Krishna, then we're always fearful. Oh, we're worried. Oh, what will happen? Oh, what am I going to do? Oh, and so many thoughts will come in the mind, so many desires. But if we take shelter of Lord Krishna, then we don't have to be fearful. So it's very important to control the mind. And that training of the mind comes by chanting Hare Krishna mantra. I told you before, one devotee said, we're training our gladiators to conquer the mind in the arena of japa. When we do our japa every day, that's where we have to train the mind. We have to focus the mind on the holy name. Wherever the mind wanders, we have to bring it back. We cannot allow the mind just to go here and there. We have to bring it back. Use the mind to hear the holy name. And if we hear the holy name, then we won't be thinking any other thing. There will be no other desires. If the mind is always full with thought of Krishna, then nothing else can enter. So we have to practice always thinking of Krishna. And we can do it by reading Srimad Bhagavatam and by reciting slokas. This one lady, Prabhupada said, Narayani. She's a very senior devotee and she travels around preaching. She's an American woman, been a devotee since 1970. And she teaches classes. She teaches like Bhakti Vaibhava, Bhakti, all this Bhakti Vedanta. So she told how she memorized the verses. She, every day she would recite all the verses for memorization. And she recited them every day for more than a year. And this way she learned all the verses. So you recite them every day, you recite the verses, you learn them. You have to, of course, you have to also use them. When you memorize the verse, you want to be able to use it. So it's important, anyway, to learn these verses, just like Makunda Prabhu's doing Bhakti Vaibhav, Damayanti also doing Bhakti Vaibhav. Yeah? So you have to memorize so many slokas, right? Bhagavatam slokas. And Bhagavad Gita slokas, they're easy, but Bhagavatam slokas are a bit more difficult, right? Especially just the first three, or the very first verse can be difficult. If you haven't learned it before, then it can be difficult. There's so much to learn, so much to memorize. But if you say them every day, it becomes natural, you know, they're there on your tongue. They get fit, they enter, put them in your mind, right? You have to train the mind to remember Krishna. How to remember Krishna? By hearing, by chanting, and by preaching about Krishna, telling people about Krishna. Right? Just like we learn slokas, we have to use them. We want to use them. When we give a class, and like we're trying to quote some slokas, like Krishna is called Uttama Shloka, right? Uttama. So, like this is training our mind to always be fixed on Krishna consciousness. Okay. Any question? Comment?
Excuse me, Madam. Then in the determination, how the when the affection by the priest karma for the determination.
Is it affected by our karma?
Purva karma or Purva. Sometimes people is very enthusiasm and also sometimes they will.
Yes, well, definitely our karma could have some influence there. People, generally, determination is weakened by too much sense gratification. The more we have sense gratification, the weaker our determination will be. So sense gratification, we have to be very regulated in our activities. But if we're inclined, uncontrolled in our senses, then our determination will be weak. So what determines why is a person more inclined to sense gratification? Some people, they can be very, very much attached to just enjoying the senses. How to enjoy the sense? Comfortable living. No, I can't live like that. No, I have to have this. Oh no, I can't go on a motorbike. I have to have a car. Oh, I can't drive a good one. I have to have a BMW or something. Like that. People have their ideas about their standards. Oh, I can't eat that. I try to eat better food than this. This is just junk food. I can't eat this. Some people have some standards about, oh, I can't live in that place, that place. No way, I couldn't live there. People have their attachments about what they want, how they want to live, what they want to do. So determination has to be there that one can adjust, one can accept difficulty. You could say that determination is like tapasya, like austerities, except voluntarily undergoing some difficulties. That kind of determination required. People have weak determination because they never controlled their senses. They were accustomed to eat every day. They have no regulated principles. So they'll have weak determination. But Krishna consciousness helps people to develop determination. The more they're engaged in Krishna conscious activities, then they get spiritual strength. And with spiritual strength, there will be determination. So some people, you could say, as a karma, well, devotional service doesn't depend on karma. Some people may have very bad karma, but they can be very good devotees. Very nice devotees, even though they have very bad karma. You could say, oh, the person very diseased, and very poor, education, very bad karma, but can be a very good devotee. And if someone's a good devotee, they'll have determination. Because all the good qualities come to one who is a devotee. If we are connected to Krishna, we're trying to serve Krishna, then Krishna will give us whatever is necessary. So determination is not just karma. If we want to get determination, Krishna can give us that strength to fight Maya.
Without determination, we can depend with the mercy of the spiritual master. When there were no determination, but they say we are depend with the mercy in that progress.
Well, that's just the humility. You say like that, the mercy of the spiritual master. Not everything is humility. A devotee will naturally say like that. You will want to give the credit to the spiritual master. So that credit to the spirit, that is his devotion. Devotion. How he's giving the credit that it's all the mercy of my Guru. Yes, by the mercy of the spiritual master, we get the mercy of Krishna. We're connected to Krishna by his mercy.
That means always sadhaka must think this is a mercy of Krishna. Whatever the determination is coming from the mercy of Guru.
Detachment is coming by the mercy of the Guru. Determination. Well, all the good qualities has come, everything, whatever we have, we give the credit to the Guru. That is the aggregate. By the mercy of the spiritual master, we get the mercy of Krishna. So if we got any good credit, any good assets, we give the credit to Guru. It's all my Guru's mercy. I am nothing. I have no good qualities, but somehow, by the mercy of my Guru, I'm able to do something.
It's the proper etiquette of the devotees. That is a proper etiquette of the devotees.
Yes, that done. Yeah, Prabhupada does like that. You know, when he's writing also, he's always writing, glorifies his Guru. And when he publishes the book, he said, my Guru will be very pleased that we printed this book. Gives him credit. And he prays for them when he's writing, he prays. Before Krishnadas Kaviraj wrote Chaitanya Charitamrita, he went to the deities and prayed to the deities. And he went to the Vaishnavas and took the blessings from the Vaishnavas. So, to get at everything we want to get the blessings. Right? Before we try something, we want to get the blessing, and afterwards, we say whatever we give the credit to the Guru.
Maharaj, while chanting, if our mind is keep on thinking more on other matter, how do we get back to the chanting? How do we divert our mind to hear the chanting of our mantra?
Well, whenever the mind wanders, bring it back. Bring it back. Focus it on the holy name. Then the mind will wander. That's its nature. In conditioned state, our mind wanders, but we have to bring it back. Wherever the mind goes, you bring it back. Focus on the holy name. Hear the holy name. Don't let the mind just go here and there. So attentive chanting is we focus our mind on the holy name. Sometimes people would ask, what do we think of when we chant? Prabhupada said, to chant. You hear. Use the tongue to chant and the ear to hear. It's not a question of the mind. If you use the tongue properly and the ear properly, the mind will be submissive. Make the mind submissive. Concentrate on chanting and hearing. So loud chanting helps. More chanting helps. Please think. I have to conquer the mind. Because Arjuna asked, what is one impelled to sinful activities, unwilling, as if engaged by force? And what did Lord Krishna say? Said it is lust only, O Arjuna, right? Or no contact of the material senses.
But this verse, they say the mind is a representative of moon god. Moon god is in charge of the mind.
The deity of the mind is the moon.
No. That's moon is always not steady, always in change. It's nature.
Well, the moon is, sometimes we see what portion of the moon, and then sometimes you get the dark moon, and you get the bright moon, it varies every day.
I mean, the mind is always chandala, and always the nature is changing and changing.
Yes, but the mind can also be fixed. We have to train the mind to be fixed. It doesn't have to be. We can fix the mind, samadhi, fix the mind on Krishna. We want to come to that stage that we're fixed on Krishna. Vaya vasaya pikabuddhi. And Lord Krishna is always speaking about the mind. Man mana bhava bhava. Engage your mind in thinking of me. Lord Krishna is saying that's the most confidential knowledge. But when we contemplate the material objects, then we forget Krishna. While contemplating the objects of the senses, one becomes attached to them. And by such attachment, lust develops. And from lust comes anger. From anger, delusion. When intelligence is lost and a person falls down again into the pool of materialistic life. So we have to be very careful. We have to be on guard constantly. And Krishna consciousness is the razor's edge, walking along the edge that is sharp. You don't want to go over. So this way, we have to control the mind. Alright?
Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Yeah.